Hello friends, this video on combustion and flame part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So let us look at the structure of a flame. So if you closely observe the flame of a candle, you will see that it is not a one layered structure. So if you look at it from far away, it just looks like a yellowish orange structure. But if you observe it closely, you will see that the centermost part of the flame is kind of blackish in color. So this part of the flame is little blackish in color. If you look at the center part, that which is majority of the part, that looks yellowish in color. And if you closely look at the outermost part, the outermost layer, it is slightly bluish in color. So based on this, the structure of a flame is divided into three layers. Now, so as I said, this one is the outer zone, this is the middle zone, and this is the innermost zone. So these are the three zones basically. So all you need to do is take a copper wire or maybe any other metal wire. Just put that wire in such a way that this part of the wire is in the middle zone and only this part of the wire is in the outer zone. And you are holding the wire from here. Now keep it this way for some time and after that observe what happens to the wire. And you will see that only this part of the wire becomes maximum hot. So this part becomes red hot. So what does that prove? That proves that this portion of the flame is the hottest because inside it was not that hot. So inside this part did not become red hot, but this part was the most hot. So this proved that the outer zone has the highest temperature. So now if you look at the three zones of the flame, so you will find that the outer zone is not color wise, the outer zone is bluish in color. Now when you look at it from far, the outer zone is actually not that visible. But if you look at it very closely, you can actually see the outer layer or an outline which is bluish or purplish in color. Middle zone is the most visible zone, that is the luminous zone, which is yellowish in color. And the inner zone is again blackish in color. So this part you will often see it is kind of blackish in color and this is the inner zone. So that is with respect to color. Now when you talk about the temperature, outer zone is the hottest. It has the highest temperature. Middle zone is moderately hot and inner zone is the least hot. So that is quite surprising because many people think that inside the center part will be the hottest and the outer part would be the least hot. But it is just the opposite. So this portion is the hottest. That is why when you slowly try to put your fingers or when you slowly try to bring your finger near the flame of the candle, you feel hot. Because as you approach towards this outer zone, you tend to feel more hot. But you would have seen a trick very common where people pass their finger through the inner zone of the candle flame very quickly and everybody else gets amazed seeing that. They feel that the person is really gifted that he is able to do that. But actually that is just because the inner zone is actually not that hot. Therefore, the finger doesn't get burned. But if you try to expose your finger to the outer zone, then it will get hurt. It will get burnt. So the outermost zone is very hot. The temperature is as high as 600 degrees Celsius. Now, this outer zone is called non-luminous zone because it doesn't produce a lot of light, whereas the middle zone is called the luminous zone. So basically this yellowish orange zone is the luminous zone. So this in the outermost zone, complete combustion takes place. So here complete combustion take place. That is why a lot of heat is produced because combustion is all about producing heat. In the middle zone, partial combustion take place. Since partial combustion, therefore moderately hot. Whereas in the inner zone, basically in inner zone contains only the unburned vapors. That means no burning is actually happening there. Only the unburnt particles are staying there. So this contains the unburned vapors and that is why it is the least hot. So therefore, if if wherever you see that the flame is used for heating purposes, you would have seen that the outer layer of the flame is being used for heating objects. For example, for melting tough metals like gold and silver, in order to make jewelry out of gold and silver, they need to be given desired shapes. So how do you do that? By heating them. You need to melt those metals. So for doing all these things, the goldsmiths make use of the outer zone of the flame. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.